Hello and welcome back to Hoi 4, Crush War, the Empire of Aquileia, under Vivienne Discret. And in today's episode, we're going to start by switching this over to the U, because I actually want to be able to land an okay amount of troops on places that I'm going, and I just remembered that. I hadn't researched that yet while we were in between episodes, so yeah. I'm gonna do that instead of not do that, because I'm actually somewhat intelligent sometimes. Great, it's having that glitch that happens sometimes where you can't click on that. I'll fix that by reloading the save on the next episode, so whatever. Alright. The Imperial Camarilla. Her Majesty continues to play the political game day and night, and she has made sure to accumulate contacts and favors both. Thanks to this aptitude, as well as the inner circle of most loyal subjects surrounding her, Her Majesty can achieve her goals faster than most, if not all, regular politicians. Yes, of course. I am speed. That's what's going on, right? Just the I am speed from what's it called? The Cars movie? Yeah, the Cars movies. That's what's going on in this scenario, right? Oh. All right. Come here, my first subject. You deserve the bonuses first. All right. Just keep pushing. It is at the pinnacle of all things martial, well-funded, well-drilled, and filled with able and loyal and courageous troops, proudly standing guard on behalf of the illustrious Discret crown. It is the paramount military of the world, the symbol of all that is glorious and magnificent about the Empire. Let all lesser nations gaze upon it and despair. The new imperial currency grants the Aquileia crown a great degree of control over the former empire's economic assets and savings accounts. Yes. And now we continue on to the cultural golden age. Though war and misery might be reality for some, the Aquilian heartlands are going through an era of unprecedented growth and prosperity. It's an era of beauty, culture, and progress. All shall share in it. Go, keep pushing. You got this. We've almost defeated them. And we've almost defeated them. Okay, good. I think it's time to go ahead and do that. Alright, good. Alright, whoops, not there. Boom, boom. And boom. Boom, boom. And boom. Alright, there we go. The Aquilian Renaissance. The crown has set Aquilian culture at the center of public life. From the largeness made possible by the vicinage of Hirschlanders, the state pours abundance for the arts, for literature, and for education. Yes, of course. A spouse for an empress. Her Majesty's interest in the romantic has never been particularly noteworthy, but in order to ensure the continuation of the discreet lineage, finding a proper prince consort is a must. With her father's passing, the choice is Vivienne's, and there's reason to suspect she plans to be pragmatic about the issue. Alright, but even being pragmatic, what's the right choice? Because I don't know. Looking at our continent, really, it's really just us three left, besides, you know, these two guys. And the guys I'm at war with or about to go to war with, so. Alright, now you two join this war as well. Good. Hello? Hello? Yes, thank you. I don't know why you had to ask me to join, but whatever. That works, I guess. Oh, that's yeah, that's a slight issue. I mean, I knew it would happen eventually, because I just don't have... I need to, get stuff as cores before I can really, get my manpower back up. Okay. I don't know any of these people. I don't know if any of them have, like, descriptions or anything like that, so I'm gonna do a quick save just in case, but... If they don't, I think I'm just gonna go with the resistance one, because I don't really need war support or stability too much at this point. And political power would be nice in the short term, but I'm not gonna need it for that much longer, so... The day after. It is a 5 in the evening, isn't it, Vivi? said Party-Fine, languishing, tilting his head towards the window he had opened. Vivienne stirred from where she sat, putting aside a report on captured sailors. It is quite nice, she said, subtly acknowledging the use of her nickname with a piqued gaze. Were you intending to speak on anything? I just thought to enjoy the fact, experience the moment, said the stallion, slowly drawing the lithe form towards her. I did not get such moments working in Châtelet. It was always about constraint, and the resistance to it. Vivienne sat up straight, regarding her husband curiously. You must have witnessed much strife and terror in my father's service. Party-Fine grinned in the way only a pony could, his mouth curling upward in a way no griffin could manage. I spent more time working in your father's hidden prisons than on the front line, he said, gently placing his hoof upon her desk. I've learned much, you see, about the ways to foster obedience in those over whom I have charge. Generally, the Empress rose to her feet, looking at the stallion with intrigue. For what purpose are you telling me this exactly? Oh, no particular reason, your majesty, and the stallion coolly. I just like to revel in my knowledge of discipline and punish. Vivienne looked upon her husband with fascination briskly. She picked another report from her pile and set it down before him. Report describing resistance to imperial rule. Your knowledge could be very useful in some matters, she said, and besides, I'm also interested in the use of captivity. Anything any griff could ask for a partner, really. There is so much undertone. I'll just go with the term undertone with that, because I don't know how old I know there's some younger people watching my audience, so I won't go what that seems to be, but that has some undertone to it that I am hot. Is it hot in here, or is it just that event? Whew. Okay. Oh, hey, loading it, fix that, cool. But, the day after. It delights me to realize the rumors were, even after the fact, said Amuse Bush, prancing down the hall to keep pace with the griffin's spouse. You should have seen the look of utter astonishment of their faces when I told them of your proposal. They can make whatever expressions they might like about such things, Vivienne replied, as long as I am privy to them before any other creature. Of course, Vivienne, the mayor replied. She knew all about managing information, of course, from her days in the Idol. From rallying the monarchists of the bourgeoisie through her social events, from uncovering the hidden Republicans in their midst. If you must know, I'm already having some of my contacts look into your candidates for imperial intents. I must say, some of what they've uncovered so far is quite surprising. I'm sure, said Vivienne, adding a helping of nonchalant to her impressed tone. You're a quick student in the role of consort, Amuse. Is this something you have anticipated? For once, Amuse Bush carefully crafted persona faltered. Well, she said, a little flustered, her ears reddening. I've always admired your majesty. Your poise and grace are quite magnificent. And I've always dreamt of working alongside you, but I'll be honest, the proximity is not what I expected. Vivienne nodded calmly. That suits me well. Now I am up for a bit of a side endeavor. If you wish, we might take a gander at my father's old collection. Perhaps you might have something to use to you in there. Amuse Bush beamed. I would be most delighted. Okay. Oh, these are interesting. Let's see all the options and their events and their descriptions. I think I'm going to go with the resistance one for originally just one reason, but now multiple reasons. Okay. You do say other things, right? Said Vivienne, looking at Marius in amusement. I will speak as Her Majesty wills, said Marius, standing stiffly before her. What would Her Majesty like to discuss? My name is Vivienne, she answered, sighing. By all accounts, he had been a fine choice of a husband, a member of Westkeepish nobility, a well-decorated and highly experienced staff officer from the days of Berthelot, and a fine dancer to boot. She was not quite expecting him to recede into military formality quite so quickly. Of course, your Vivienne, said Marius. He had been like this since the wedding, keeping his duty as imperial consort in a very strict, regimented sense, falling behind her at just the right distance, speaking to supplement her rather than insert his original thoughts, wearing his regalia at all the proper times, and beyond, for he had yet to remove even his overcoat in her presence. I hope you will forgive my reticence to speak on my own, Vivienne, but well, I am sure I would bore you with my thoughts on the administration and post-service in moments. No, please, tell me more about it, Vivienne replied. As Empress, it is my duty to know everything that occurs in my empire. What to know about this topic, and anything else you might like to speak about. Having him speak on his own would make living with him much more bearable, at least. A real living creature rather than a mannequin. Marius took a deep breath and slowly began to loosen his posture. Well, Vivienne, like with all things, it begins with some principles of management. He seems boring. I don't like him. He's boring. Next. Get him out of here. Don't like him. Let's find a new partner. Bottom tier. So far, I'd rank him bottom of the 3 choices. So far, the bottom one of the 4 is best. So far, it's genuinely best, second best, third best. So, let's see if you're the worst, or if you're, alright. When Vivienne stepped into her private chambers that evening, she found that her new husband was already waiting for her. Another day of governing the realm, inquired Evelyn. Tonight, he was adorned in one of his fine dinner jackets, having had his supper with some minor nobles in the court. By all accounts, he was of good breeding. I read that. God. I read, by all accounts, he was good at breeding. Don't at me, okay? That's just how I read it. That's just I just read, by all accounts he was good at breeding, okay? No, just whatever. That's just how I read it, okay? Get over yourself. I mean, my brain is broken. I don't even know. My friends are dumb. They make so many jokes, and I think it's a member of a cadet branch of the old Prydean Barons. I'm tearing up from how stupid that was. Prominent enough to be worthy of Empress's attention, but not so prominent as to arouse intrigue among the major nobility. It was his history that had earned her favor, though, for he had spent much time in Prydean court asserting sense against the excesses of her uncle Dennis. You must make time for leisure, Vivi, he said, apparently choosing to assert himself here as well. The Empire cannot have you run yourself ragged. Vivienne raised an eyebrow, mildly amused. Not 2 days, and we have already calling her by her nickname. You will know that the ship of the state must have her captain command her. The Empire cannot be left idling with her Empress lounges. The Empire lounges as it will, replied airily, and you know that I am wary of light talks about ships. I designed the yacht myself and piloted her on the maiden voyage, in fact. From the cabinet, he retrieved the bottle of fine wine and 2 glasses, uncorking the bottle himself and starting to fill its first glass. Have a moment of peace, Vivi, or is the body of the state more important than a real body? I will pour myself a glass, thank you, said Vivienne. I insist, said Early, pouring the second glass. Despite herself, the Empress said, I see. Ooh. He's a good one, too. He's a good one, too. I'm gonna say he's my second favorite of the 4. I don't do them on my channel very much. I've done 1, I think. But I play quite a few dating sims in my own time. I love dating sims. They're so much fun. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the order from just meeting him. Best option, second best, but it's very close. Third best, pretty far off from these ones, but way better than him. Fourth best, no chance, just worst of the worst. None of the others come close to have as bad as that one is. Easily the weakest length between the matches. Affable and ruthless, Partie Fine served King Morset in the Shortlet as a prison guard, and his special knowledge of captivity augments Her Majesty's control. Oh, yes. Yes, he does. I'm sorry. I'm just being a meme. I am the meme. Dun dun dun. I don't. Just ignore me, okay? Just ignore. Just ignore me. All right. I'm just being stupid, okay? This trove has served well ever since it was updated, but with the equations of new territory as well as power shift on the continent, it needs to be updated for the new challenges that await the kingdom in the era to come. Expand the Imperial Court. Never before has the Aquilian court been this influential, and never before has it been this big across the continent. Movers and shakers understand that it is the city of Aquileia that things are happening, and that politics played there are sharper than anywhere else. Oh yeah, sharp politics. That's what we're going for. Some real sharp politics. That's what we all want to see happening, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how sharp politics work, so, but, you know. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do that next one, because why not? The glorious court. Cabinet Nor looked at himself in the mirror, unable to stop grinning like an idiot. Everything was coming up roses, wasn't it? After so many decades of languishing as nobles in all but name, his family suddenly stood at the top of the world. It was all thanks to Her Majesty. Their new agricultural estate in Griffin Martian was a splendid place, and he looked forward to raising his family there. Little Penat especially had taken to the countryside like a fish to water, and of course, leaving the bathroom, Cabinet Nor strode confidently down to the hallways towards the main chamber further ahead. Tonight was going to be an amazing night, and he had spent his entire life preparing for a chance like this. To be invited to the very halls of power, to the residence of Her Majesty herself, was something they only could have dreamed of 20 years ago. The doors were opened for him, and he strode into the ballroom, struggling to keep his grin in check. A servant unsheathed him in front of the throne room, where a line of nobles stood to greet the Empress one after another. Correcting his tie a little, Cabinet Nor took his place and waited impatiently for his turn. When it came, he stepped up and bowed deeply before her. Baron Cabinet Nor, at your service, Your Majesty. He greeted her humbly. Her Majesty nodded in response. I hope your family is settled in well in your new home, she greeted him, and I look forward to your service here. Believe me, Your Majesty, I do not plan to disappoint. With that, Cabinet Nor was dismissed, and he turned around to head out among the nobles and bureaucrats that filled the giant room. It was time to play a game so long denied to him. A new generation of political figures rising. Nice. And there we go. Let's get all those done. And then, yeah, let's just go ahead and do other things now. We've already read that one, but we can do it again. What could I do? Oh, railway. Yeah, let's build a railway. That sounds good. Alright, now get over here. We're gonna go ahead and finish this guy. And you, I'm gonna actually have you set a new thing, because you've forgotten where you're supposed to push, because I told you to push here, and you've finished that, but they are over here now, so now I need to push over there. And also, thank you, puppets, for actually working really hard and being able to, like, hold off over there. I'm glad to see that. But, for now, I think this is a good time to go ahead and end this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.